Hello friends, I'm Dr. Saurabh Sharma. So after the clinical examination demo on ptosis with all the theoretical implications and clinical technique snippet on slit lamp, followed by a clinical investigation and theoretical demo on angiography, the last one, a snippet which I'll give before the course starts on 3rd February, will be one on clinical OT procedure. Usually when we are in first year, we stand in OT as if we don't know anything. And apart from giving peribulbar injections, we just stare at what is happening and the others also stare at us like this. Or we are busy taking selfies like this. So at least in the first year, we should know some OT procedures so that when you do the procedures in the second and third year, you know what you are doing, why you are doing, and what can be the clinical implications of that. So a small snippet for that, an intravitreal injection, I'll just show it today. It was first described in 1911 for retinal detachment, air bubble to tamponade. But after that, various indications have been there for intravitreal injections in the form of steroids, anti-VEGF injections, in cases of diabetic retinopathy, venous occlusions, choroidal neovascularization due to ARMD, myopias, endophthalmitis, uveitis, cystoid macular edema. For example, one case of a venous occlusion, central retinal vein occlusion, I plan to give a ranibizumab 10 mg per ml. That's the brand name Eccentrix. So it comes in a vial of 2.3 mg in 0.23 ml and the dose is 0.05 ml. So a small snippet video showing the steps of the intravitreal injection. Of course, it starts with topical anesthetic and povidone iodine after speculum. You choose the site. Inferotemporal is the most common site. 0.05 ml is used to remove the air bubble, and choose a 3 to 3.5 millimeter away from the limbus site in a phakic or pseudophakic, and this was a phakic patient, so we chose 4 millimeter site. The needle length is 12 to 15 and it is advanced towards the center of the globe like this. After the needle is removed, a sterile cotton swab is placed to prevent the reflux of the vitreous. Very small, sweet and a video to show how to do an intravitreal injection, but you also have to be aware of the potential complications. It usually doesn't happen, but intraocular inflammations, retinal detachment and traumatic lens damage are prevented by the needle length of 12 to 15 millimeters. Sustained ocular hypertension is the one which you have to be aware of. That's why after the procedure you should take at least the vision of the patient, not by the Snellen's chart but just a finger counting or perception of light, because sometimes the pressure is very high, the patient can go into central retinal artery occlusion. So just be aware that everything is okay. It takes a while for the pressure to come down. That's why you give anti-glaucoma medications after this. If a lot of vitreous comes out, hypotonic can happen, and of course endophthalmitis is a varied complication as you're going inside the eye. So very small and short snippet regarding a small procedure, intravitreal injection. Of many procedures we'll discuss in a live course starting on the 3rd of February. You can contact me if you have any doubts. The number is given below and the code is still valid for the discount. Unlocking, I've already told the modules. The module 1 will be on investigation and technique on clinical embryology, starting from the vision sense, knowing the devices like slit lamps, tonometers, gonioscopy, and embryology, clinical embryology. Also, I'd like to tell you now the 3rd and the 4th session that will be on optics and refraction, starting with the properties of light, the clinical implications, stereopsis tests, all the refractive errors, the basics of accommodation, followed by presbyopia, its corrections, image jumps like bifocals, clinical refraction, objective and subjective, how to do, what are the implications, clinical points, how to give spectacles and how we change from spectacles to contact lens, the formulas, the MCQs, the properties of light and their aberrations, properties of lenses and their aberrations, and of course some basic knowledge about lasers and basics of refractive surgery will deal in this module 2 in 3rd and 4th session. And as I say, everything will be in detail. Hope to see you on 3rd of February. Thank you very much. Best wishes.